In this episode of the Lookout Podcast, we will be discussing portable studio solutions for the producer.
Yo, check us out. TheLookout.com. THALO. Whatever, you get it. I think it's irrational for me to be satisfied with just
Welcome to the Lookout Podcast. I am Mixtape Meeko. Make sure you visit thelookout.com for your daily fix of real hip-hop content. You can follow us on Twitter at The Lookout. And you can follow me on Twitter at Mixtape Meeko. And for all the artists out there that's looking for a platform to showcase your music, send your submissions to music@thelookout.com. And for all the beatmakers and producers out there, there's a beat competition. Flip that sample brought to you out of lookout.com. Just go to the website and look for the tab that says Beat Competition for all the details. The deadline for that is July 31st, so go ahead and get your entries in. And the winner of the competition will be announced on episode 3 of the Lookout Podcast. All right, today's show is about portable studio solutions for producers. The last show we did portable studio solutions for beatmakers. And the first thing we talked about was like what's a beatmaker and what's a producer, what's the difference. So I'm gonna just go over that real quickly. Once again, a beatmaker makes a beat, then the artist says, hey, can I get that beat from you? And it's out of the beatmaker's hands from that point. The producer makes the beat, artist says, hey, can I get that beat from you? The producer discusses what they pictured in their head, and then they collaborate with the artist on how to transform that into a nice track. They're involved in the whole process of it, going from just the beat to a completed track. And that's pretty much the difference between the two. Now, the reason that a producer will want to have a portable studio is, flexibility. That's the main thing. The more flexible you are, the more, productive you can be. Another reason is the convenience, and that depends on the situation because, the producer's studio where they normally work, that's the most convenient place for them to work. So, but if they're not in the area where their studio is, if they have a portable studio, that offers convenience because you can still get work done. Like for example, let's say there's an artist that's out of the local area. If you want to record with each other, it's that hassle, of setting up a date and all that stuff. If you have a portable studio, you can do it right then and there. You can have a little session. You can get something done. You can get some work done. Or, if you're out of town networking, let's say you go to an expo with a lot of producers and artists, some music expo, and you meet an artist and y'all start, building ideas together, you could record in the hotel room. So that's the convenience of having a portable studio. Now I know a lot of people are thinking, okay, if you're in two separate areas, then, with the technology we have, why not have the artist record elsewhere and then send you the vocals? And that is true. I actually do that a lot. I get, vocals sent to me and mix them, put them over a beat or whatever. But it's always better to work, to be there physically, have a studio session physically. Because let's say you're working with an artist that you're used to working with and they go somewhere else and record the vocals and send them to you, and you're listening to it and it's things you're hearing that whoever they recorded with didn't hear, and you have to tell them, hey, at this part you need to do that over, you need to do that over, and then you have the hassle of, you have to keep sending wave files back and forth. So it's all that is a solution. You can do it. You can record and send them over the internet, but having that physical session where both of you are there at the same time is always better. All right, now we'll go over the gear needed to make the producer studio portable. Now in the beatmaker episode, one of the setups was a laptop and a DAW. And for those who don't know, just in case there's somebody out there who doesn't know what a DAW is, it means digital audio workstation. And those are your programs like Pro Tools, Logic, Ableton, Fruity Loops. That's what a DAW is. But one of the setups for the beatmaker was a laptop and a DAW. So what do you add to that to fit the criteria of a producer? A microphone. Now with just a laptop and a DAW, a USB mic is the most, simple thing, the most simple kind of mic you can get for that. Now when you want to start getting into the XLR mics, you're gonna need an audio interface also. And I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, you have to get an XLR, you have to get this. No, because everybody has to start from somewhere. There are people out there now who use USB mics. You got to start from somewhere. Some people budgets might not allow for an XLR mic and an audio interface. But it's all like my first recording session, I wasn't even using a USB mic. I was using a microphone that came with a Casio keyboard. I don't even know why that mic came with the keyboard, but you can imagine how horrible the quality was. So, but I learned things like you always got to start from somewhere. So, a USB mic and your laptop and your DAW, that's one setup. And now when you want to start getting into the XLR mics, you're gonna need an audio interface. And of course you want an audio interface that's portable, like a smaller one. The interfaces come in all shapes and sizes. I seen one. I actually almost bought it one day. It was the Focusrite. I don't know if I'm saying the name right. So Focusrite Scarlett. I think the reason I didn't get it because I was in Guitar Center for something else. And you know how it is when you're in Guitar Center, you're in there for something, then you see something else. But that's a pretty small audio interface that you could use. And Focusrite, I like their interfaces because I bought one like how many years? I want to say like 5 or 6 years ago, and I actually still use it. It's still working really well. So, but as far as the Scarlett, I don't have experience with it. If you do, talk about it. I want to know your experience with it. The Apogee 1 is another small interface. This is the one I actually use for portability. Now the Apogee 1, it's an interface with the built-in mic. So it's like you're killing two birds with one stone. You can just have the Apogee 1 in your producer bag, in your portable producer bag, and like that's it. It's all 2 in 1. And I did a video review on the Apogee 1, so y'all check that out. I'm gonna put a link in the description, or if you're on Google, just Google Apogee 1 hands-on review and look for the video by Mixtape Meeko. And if you know of any other interfaces that offer portability, then let me know. Just discuss it. I want this to be a collaborative effort. Now, in the beatmaker episode, another one of the setups, which was the most simple setup, was just your phone or your tablet. Now, can you do that as a producer? Can the producer have that same setup? Yes, you can. You definitely can. You have to add the mic to it, but you can do that. For example, GarageBand, you can hook a mic into your tablet, or you can plug it into your phone also. But with GarageBand, you can actually record. And in that video review I did of the Apogee 1, me and K-Flow actually recorded into GarageBand on the iPad with the Apogee 1 mic. So it was like the beat was made, like the whole track was made inside of the iPad only. So yes, that is possible. And if you know of any other apps that you can use on the phone, Android, iPhone, like just share it with us, because that's the only one I know of is GarageBand. And of course, you're gonna need headphones for your portable studio setup, and you're gonna need a bag. Now with the bag, I told y'all in the last episode I used the Gator, and for the beatmakers, that bag is fine enough, the small one. Now as a producer, I don't know what you carry for portability, but you may need a large bag. I can use a small bag. I can fit the laptop, 15-inch, Machine Micro, a Kai MP K25, and all the cables and everything. And I still got room for my iPad in there too. And let me not forget the Apogee 1 fits in there too. So you need your bag and your headphones. That's the most basic thing. So that's pretty much it for the setup for a producer. You pretty much take a setup from the beatmaker list and add a mic to it. And don't forget, you want to have a pop filter for the mic. That's important too. I should have threw that in there earlier. pop filters for the mics. But that's basically it though. Take a beatmaker setup, add a mic to it, and you're basically portable. Now, something else I wanted to talk about. Now, there are things I use in the studio. For example, a preamp, and I love the preamp. I love it. I have to use the preamp. I use the studio channel by Preamps. Now, that's something that I don't want to carry around. It's rack mountable. That's something I don't want to carry around with me. You know, it's too big in my opinion. So I don't know of any smaller preamps. I know Art has a real small one. I bought that before. Either I didn't know how to use it at the time because I bought it a while ago, but I couldn't tell the difference. So if you know of any smaller preamps, please share that so we can discuss it. But that brings to mind how, you know, you should talk to your artist. And the reason I say that is because you can talk, like, first of all, a serious artist is going to invest. They're going to invest in themselves. So if you talk to them about buying a preamp, that will really, I mean, it'll benefit you a little bit if you're going over there to record, but in the end, it'll benefit them because if they were to go to another producer, you know, they have their preamp, they even know how to use it from working with you so much. You know, that's just another step. That's just taking them to another level. But you know, as a producer, the artist, they really value your opinion. You got to think about it. Like, you're a person who, like, when they're recording and you're guiding them, you're pretty much helping build their craft. Like, they trust your word, they trust your opinion, like whatever you say. So, you know, you have to talk to them about that. Like, it's an artist and a really good friend that I work with, really good friend of mine, Omar Zaire, which you could check out. He has an album on iTunes titled Celestial. Y'all check that out. You know, some really laid back music. But he has his own setup. He has his setup where he could record and send me vocals and stuff. Now, he was recording before I ever met him, so like I didn't have to talk to him about getting this or getting that. But he has a preamp, and it's actually the same one that I have. So if I, you know, whenever I'm going to go up there to record him, it's like he already has all the necessary stuff that I need. Like, I don't even have to bring the studio pretty much because he has his own. But if I were to bring my laptop, which I would do because, you know, I want to mix it on my own stuff, he has the preamp already, which makes it way more comfortable and convenient for me. Now, another artist and good friend that I work with is K-Flow. Now, he's actually getting his own setup. And I had to, you know, I talked to him about, hey, you know, you should get the preamp, because he noticed the difference between not using the preamp and using one. So, you know, he said, oh, I'm definitely going to get one of those. So talk to your artist. Keep that in mind. All right, and that is all for today's episode. Make sure you keep logging on to thelookout.com for dope content on a regular basis. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast, and all the producers and beat makers, make sure you get your entries in for that beat competition. Thank you for listening. Man, since you want it so bad, make you the center of attention. Any given Sunday, no bench time, we here to play. Swag shit you use, it used to be cool. Now it's just something that's weird and gay. Yeah. Look, Brax in this thing. K-Flow was headed. Look. I ain't never seen a nigga like me, not even my reflection. A lot of niggas coming off soft, I mean it's my detection. And I ain't talking about rubbers when I say my protection. Niggas rather hear about my